Hello, my name is Edwin Rutsch, and I'm the director of the Empathy Center located here in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. The center's mission is to build the empathy movement and to raise the level of empathy in society through education and community building initiatives.
And my name is Anita Nowak. I teach at McGill University, and I'm the author of Purposeful Empathy, a book that invites readers to turn up the volume of empathy in their lives.
And at the beginning of 2024, Anita and I co-hosted the Empathy Summit, brought to you by the Empathy Center, and more than 40 authors of books about empathy participated.
They shared what their book was about, why they were motivated to write it, and what they hope readers will take away. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you'll buy their book. And I have the honor to welcome Dr. Judith Orloff, who is an American board-certified psychiatrist who specializes in treating highly sensitive people in her practice. She is a New York Times bestselling author whose most recent book is The Genius of Empathy: Practical Skills to Heal Your Sensitive Self, Your Relationships, and the World. Welcome, Judith. Over to you.
Hello, Anita. So good to see you. And thank all the speakers for your wonderful talks. I've just heard a couple of them with so much intelligence and enthusiasm. And I'm thrilled to debut my new book, which is coming out April 9th, but it can be pre-ordered. It's called on Amazon and any bookstore online, The Genius of Empathy. The Genius of Empathy. Yay, I see people clapping. I feel the same way. It's so exciting to have a book come out. And I wrote this book because I believe that empathy will save the world. I believe it is the one quality that we need that could save the world, and that it would behoove all of us to develop it and begin to show it in large and small ways everywhere we can. I'm presenting empathy as a healing tool. It's not the familiar definition of empathy as most people understand it, because I look at empathy as an energy. And when you activate that energy of empathy in yourself, let's say for self-empathy, which is one of the chapters, it activates the heart. And the heart is the healing energy. And so by activating the healing energy, you begin to benefit in your life, and you could begin to show that kind of healing to other people in terms of how you listen, in terms of how you are with them. And I just want to emphasize that in this book, I stress you don't have to like somebody to be empathic with them. You know, it's not a matter of their personality level. You just have to find the level that you can empathize with their suffering or their lackings. Or, you know, there's a chapter on narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. Now, why in the world would you ever want to have empathy for these people? You know, that's the linear mind. But in the book, I talk about how the linear mind is not always the answer to empathy, is that we have to get to a deeper place where we want to free ourselves from these attachments to anything negative that's going to bring us down and will keep us from being in our heart. So you can have empathy for, let's say, the suffering behind a narcissist's heinous acts, but you never forgive the act itself. So it's a distinction that I'm making that is really important. And I present empathy, you know, in this book as something that is a grace. It's not something that you just assume you have. It's something you have to want. And if you want it and you're attracted to it and you want to try it, even though you're hurting, even though you're lost, even though you think it won't work, there are a million good reasons why not to show empathy in this world. Even so, if there's something, a little part in you that's going, I need this at least for myself. I need to have self-empathy. I need to show myself some compassion. I've been through so much. Even if that's where you start, which is a great place to start, you know, you want to do it. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I mean, I assume everyone here wants to do it because they're all empathy experts. But if people don't want to do it, like in my practice, I specialize in treating sensitive people and empaths. And So they want to do it. But if somebody comes in who's very linearly minded, I think it's soft to have empathy. No, I don't want to do it. Then I work around that. It's not something you ever force on somebody or say, no, you really need to do. It doesn't work that way. So it's a beautiful healing gift, empathy. And some of the chapters include the first part of the book is healing yourself, soothing your nervous system. Something we need to do is soothe our nervous systems in this day and time. And I talk about the healing, igniting the healing power of empathy. How do you do that? Cultivating self-empathy is a chapter. Removing obstacles is a chapter, which means healing your emotional triggers, traumas, and fears. And then the part 2 is healing your relationships, which is very important because relationships are very tricky. And if you want love in your life and you want to have these kind of intimate relationships, you have to learn how to work with empathy and not just be reactive. And so I talk about in one chapter, the high art of empathic listening. And I consider it a high art. How do you listen to somebody? And I go through, how to have your eye contact, how to have your heart, how to have your posture, how much do you talk? All these things that, it's a training. This book is an empathy training and what to do in certain situations. And then I have a chapter on practicing empathy with family, friends, and coworkers, even if you don't like them, which, is a wonderful skill. We're so taken by, our personal likes and dislikes, which really empathy is something that expands beyond that. And I want to say, I feel honored. I hope I leave this out, and I shouldn't leave this out because it's a great honor, that the Dalai Lama wrote the foreword to this book. And for me, he's been my hero, and he's someone, thank you, Anita, who I aspire towards. And the fact that it took months to get his endorsement, it was a long process, that he trusted my work enough to write a foreword to it. It's kind of a blessing that I'll never forget. It's a real high point for me. And so it's kind of hard for me to share because it's so important to me. No matter what happens with the book, one person reads it, a million people reads it, this is what is important to me. Anyways, so, that's how much I care about this whole thing. Okay, chapter 7 is healthy giving, caring without being a martyr, overhelping, or burning out. So I have a chapter on how to give in a healthy way so you're not burnout. Being an empath or showing healthy empathy doesn't mean you help everyone that you meet who needs help. It doesn't mean that. That I would be dead if I did that, with all the people who need help, because all the sensitive people, all of you probably experience this, all these great speakers, that people come to you and ask for help all the time. Strangers come to you. I wear an invisible sign that says, please help me. So you have to be able to say no to that and set boundaries. So a big theme, at times, it depends on how you are. You as the sensitive receptor have to keep honoring where you're at, where your energy is at, where, how much can you help today? Or do you need to just help yourself? Or do you need to just help no one? Do you need to veg out? You have to decide all of that. So this book, The Genius of Empathy, is about the inquiry into all these wonderful, to me, as a psychiatrist and empath, they're extremely wonderful topics. And they only lead to our elevation of the heart and to help the world be a better place when we begin to work on ourselves, our friendships, our love relationships. And then there's a chapter on what is empathy deficient disorder, which is about narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. And how do we deal with these people who have empathy deficient disorder? We need a skill set. We need an instruction manual. So I did my best to go through that and give people all the pointers, what to look for. And if you keep being attracted to these people, how to wake yourself up to that and how to treat them. And then finally, healing the world. empathic leadership, the grace of forgiveness, you matter to me, and the power of we. And that's it. We can do it. We need to do this together. You know, this isn't about just me or you. William James wrote, "We are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected in the deep. We could find a better way with empathy. We have the potential to create an exciting and hopeful future." So that's the ending of the book. So thank you for letting me share my book. It's exciting. Nice to meet all of you. Nice to see your shining face, Anita. So,
Judith, congratulations on the book and the foreword by His Holiness. I'm so excited. You know, we're tipping into 50 people gathered around the concept of empathy. It's very exciting.